story has its shadows, but in some stories, the shadows threaten to consume the truth. Tonight, in 888, we uncover the tragic case of Nur Farah Kartini, a young woman whose life became a battleground of scandal, judgment, and injustice.
Nur Farah Kartini Abdullah, a promising graduate from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, was just 24 years old. Described as a bright and ambitious individual, her untimely death has left her family and friends devastated. In early July 2024, Kartini went missing, sparking concern among her loved ones. Despite their efforts to locate her, days passed with no sign of her. Between July 10 and 15, 2024, a horrifying discovery was made. A body was found in a palm oil plantation in Kampung Seri Keledang, Hulu Bernam. It was later confirmed to be Kartini, and the circumstances surrounding her death suggested foul play. Following intense investigation, police identified the primary suspect, Lance Corporal Muhammad Alif Monjani, a 26-year-old officer from the Slim River Police Station. He was promptly arrested and charged with murder under Section 302 of the Penal Code, a serious charge that carries either the death penalty or a prison term of 30 to 40 years, along with whipping. However, although the suspect was found likely to be guilty, the focus of the netizen was not on the suspect. Instead, they turned their focus to blame the victim for being the third party in the police marriage.
Nur Farah Kartini's story is not an isolated incident. It's a reflection of how societal biases, amplified by digital platforms, can strip away justice and humanity. What can we do to ensure this never happen again?
Victim blaming and criticism culture reflect deeply entrenched societal bias that distort justice and exacerbate the trauma faced by victims and their families. While in Kartini cases, public attention shifts from the perpetrator's crime to speculative detail about her relationship with him. While these mirror past cases such as tragic murder of Kenny Ong in 2003, where public discussion about her attire and behavior overshadowed the crime. And similarly, the murder of cosmetic entrepreneur Datuk Sosilawati Lavia in 2010 saw undue focus on her wealth and personal life instead of being heinous nature of her killing. In each of these cases, victim blaming not only shift focus from the criminal accountability but also stigmatize the victim, often influencing public opinion and even legal proceedings. This harmful narrative perpetuates injustice and reflects a broader cultural failure to empathize with victims while protecting perpetrators from full accountability. Well, a comprehensive approach is needed to address this issue. Legally, strict enforcement of anti-cyberbullying and defamation law under the Communication and Multimedia Act 1998 and the Penal Code is critical. The jurisdiction must focus solely on the evidence and fact of the cases, resisting the public pressure or narrative that detract from the perpetrator's accountability. From a social perspective, public education campaigns are vital to raise awareness about the impact of victim blaming and promote empathy. This campaign can be carried out through schools, social media, and community programs. Media outlets must also adopt ethical reporting standards, focusing on verified facts rather than speculative narratives that fuel victim blaming. Social media platforms play a key role too. They must implement stricter moderation policies, including the swift removal or harmful content, mandatory identity verification, and imposing penalties on users who engage in harassment. Collaborating with influencers to spread positive messages can also help counter victim blaming narrative. Well, finally, promoting restorative justice and community dialogue about this issue can foster a cultural shift, ensuring that victims are treated with dignity and that perpetrators are held accountable without distractions or bias. By addressing these challenges on multiple fronts, we can work toward a fairer and more empathetic society. Why is it necessary to focus on regulation instead of public awareness or education? That's the most important. As the Minister of Communication Malaysia, I will urge MCMC, which is the Malaysian Communication Multimedia Commission, to partner up with a social media platform like TikTok Malaysia, as it is one of the most used social media platform by Malaysian society, especially the youth. So what we will do to raise the awareness is by conducting an empathy awareness campaign. So to promote positive narratives and educate users about the impact of victim blaming, especially in Farah Kartini's case. So the campaign will primarily run on TikTok Malaysia with cross promotion on other platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So I would suggest the campaign to launch during significant events or awareness days such as National Integrity Day or a Cyber Ethics Awareness Week. So how can we conduct this campaign? Is maybe we can suggest TikTok Malaysia to partner with local influencers like Mania, who always talks about current issues, and also a psychologist influencer like Miss Lu, to produce engaging videos or create a segment on their TikTok profile like a segment called Did You Know? To explain the psychology or consequences of victim blaming. Or maybe we can use hashtag. We can create a hashtags like hashtag stop victim blaming and hashtag empathy matters to unify the campaign messaging and encourage user participation.
So, in Islam, the principle of compassion is deeply rooted in the Quran and Sunnah. Allah says in the Quran, "So by mercy from Allah, O Muhammad, you were lenient with them. And if you had been rude in speech and harsh in heart, they would have disbanded from you." This verse teaches us that kindness and gentleness are more effective than harshness. When we rush to judgment, we neglect our responsibility to show mercy and protect the dignity of others. Condemnation and public shaming often stem from our nafs, which is our lower desires, such as arrogance or self-righteousness, which Islam teaches us to control. This teaching reminds us that our words and action carry weight, and harming another's reputation can lead to severe consequences in the hereafter. From both an Islamic and psychological perspective, education in religion is the key. First, we must nurture empathy within our own communities. This can be achieved by conducting workshops or khutbah, which is sermons that focus on compassion, backbiting, and the dangers of fitnah. Second, we should encourage self-reflection. Fear of Allah's punishment can deter people from bad actions. From psychological perspective, fear of consequences paired with awareness of harm caused to others can motivate individuals to choose a better actions. Community leaders must highlight these consequences while promoting forgiveness and understanding. Finally, as a practical solution, a community centers or mosque could create support system to address cases like Nur Farah Kartini. This includes having trained counselors or mediators who guide both the affected individuals or those who may have acted impulsively.
Their perspectives would shift significantly. They wouldn't just believe everything at face value. They will analyze situations more objectively and avoid falling into the trap of blind judgment. I would suggest that we adopt an approach similar to the US, where social and emotional learning cell is integrated into the curriculum. So in the US, many schools are incorporating SEL into their core academic subjects. CASEL's SEL framework, which includes self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making, guides these lessons. These skills are taught alongside core subjects like math, science, and languages, making SEL a fundamental part of everyday learning. This framework can be integrated into the Malaysian education curriculum by embedding emotional intelligence development within core subjects. So this way, students can implicitly learn crucial skills like self-awareness, empathy, and responsible decision-making in subjects they already value. Integrating SEL into core subject ensures a stronger and more consistent impact compared to treating it as a separate subject or extracurricular activity which may not be as effective. For example, in the English language or Bahasa Melayu subject, teachers can teach them reflective essays and journal entries to make them imagine themselves in the position of the victim. The objective is to develop empathy and recognize the impact of their words and also action. So therefore, students will practice putting themselves in others' shoes, which builds a foundation for more empathetic interaction. So we should focus on high school students as this is a critical period when they form deeper relationships and are highly active on social media. The research conducted by the Pew Research Center Zakir in 2021 found that at least 92% of teenagers aged 13 to 17 years old are active on social media. At this stage, they are capable of understanding others' emotions, developing empathy, and engaging in respectful interaction. Teaching these skills can help reduce harmful behaviors like bullying and victim blaming, both online and offline, creating a safer and more supportive environment for everyone. By embedding SEL into core subjects, we can teach students to think critically, respond with compassion and empathy, and foster a culture where victims feel supported, not ashamed. While it is too late to help Farah Kartini, her tragic case served as a powerful reminder of the urgent need for these changes. Implementing SEL can help prevent future tragedies by creating a generation that stands against victim blaming and support those in need, ensuring that no one else suffers in silence. Justice is not just about punishing the guilty, it's about protecting the innocent. It's time we ask ourselves, are we a society that empowers victims or one that silences them?